Welcome to part 9 and the final part of our series of the mystery of the Father and the Son. While there are so many scriptures that we can testify about to show the divinity of the Son, that is the One, right? But these scriptures are enough for us to understand and realize who the Son is and from where He came and what is the mystery of the Father and of the Son. Alright? And we were looking at 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verses 28. Now let's look at the previous verse, which is verse 27. Now you may be wondering why I touched upon verse 28 first and then verse 27. Alright? The reason being because verse 28 is the verse which people have mostly misunderstood, as it shows the Son always being subjected to the Father and handing over the kingdom. That's what the English translation shows. He hands over the kingdom to the Father, that Elohim may be all in all, and it does not make sense in the English language. But we saw in the Abari, it clearly shows the word Yushat, alright, which means that the Son with the hand authority subdues everything under Him. Just as Hebrews chapter 1 verses 3 says that He sustains everything by the tabar, the word of His power. That everything is sustained by the word of the power of the Son, because the Son, S-O-N, Son, is in everything. The entire pattern of Elohim, the Son is there in that pattern. It all talks about Yahusha. Now let's read verse 27. It says, "For He has put all things under His feet." But when He says all things are put under Him, it is manifest that He is accepted which did put all things under Him. Alright, this is again the most disputed text. It says that the Father put everything under the feet of Mashiach except for Himself. He did not put Himself under the feet of Mashiach. Alright, so that's what the English text reads. Does this make sense to us? On a physical level, yes, it would make sense. But when you look at the Abari, alright, this is what it says. It says, "For all is put underneath His feet." When He says all is put underneath, purely He put all underneath except dwelling in kalal, in wholeness. Now, if you see the word there for put is sheheshat, alright? Let me write it down. Sheheshat. Okay. The word is sheheshat, right? And again you will see the word shat, right? And shahash means everything is subdued in His seat, in His authority. Everything is under His authority. That's what the word says. In English, it simply says put. Something like I put 2 coins into the money box. I put. It doesn't make sense, but if you read in the Abari, you will see the word shat, which we already saw is the root word in Yashat, which was the hand authority. And Sheheshat very clearly shows us that the consummation of that authority. Shin, the word shin, what does it show? It consumes. Alright? It's like when you light something and you burn, alright, it consumes, the fire consumes it. The fire consumes the sacrifice. A marriage is consumed when the husband and wife come together. Alright, so that is what you can see in the word shin, in Sheheshat. Alright, so I'll read the verse again. It says, "For all is put underneath His feet." When He says all is put underneath, purely He put Sheheshat, all underneath except dwelling. Now the word except dwelling is the word ayanu. Alright, so let me first list the word nu. Right? This is how it is written. Nu. And nu means abide or dwell. Okay? And ayan. This is how ayan is written. Ayam. Okay. Now Ayam Nu. Alright. Ayam means nothing. Ayan also means except. Alright? So, Ayanu, when you put these words together, except dwelling. Alright, and the next word over there, if you see, it says Ba-kal. Ba-kalal, sorry. Ba-kalal. Alright, so Ba as a singular word is Bet, which means in or house. Okay, Ba. And Kalal. Kalal means like a container which has got its fullness, it is filled, the whole container is filled. Now if I pick up this bottle, alright, and if I fill it with water, I can say that this container is filled up to the brim, right? So that's the picture of Kalal, and has the root word Kal, which means whole, completeness, completely filled. Alright, so if you read the verse in Abari, alright, it is amazing to see that the verse says, for all is put underneath his feet. When he says all is put underneath, purely he subdued or put everything under his authority. Alright, all underneath except the dwelling of all in fullness. Dwelling of all in fullness. Now what does this mean? Alright, we know that Yahusha says that he who believes in me, alright, me and my Father will come and make our abode in you. But have we yet got the fullness of Elohim dwelling in our fleshly bodies? Don't we still fall into sin? The realization of this fullness will be completed when we will be transformed into his image and likeness. So we have been conformed to the image of Yahusha, because that's what Genesis chapter 1 verses 26 says. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and it is prophetic of being conformed to the image of the Son. Right? And that's what these verses talk about, that everything, after subduing everything, alright, the Elohim will be all in all. He will be completely in us, in his fullness, a full realization of who Elohim is, the complete revelation. Now we know in part, then we shall know in fullness, in completely. Alright? So both the verses put together reads as, for verse 27 of 1 Corinthians chapter 15, for all is put underneath his feet. When he says all is put underneath, purely he put everything under him, alright, except dwelling in all fullness. Verse 28, then will be put by his hand, that is Yushat, all underneath himself. Then the Son himself will put by his hand, Yushat, all underneath himself, so that Elohim will be all in all. Kal ba kal, all in all. So the Father and Son dwelling in us in wholeness, realization will be only experienced when our salvation will be complete. So the Abari needs to be seen to understand the verses completely. And my prayer to Abba is that everyone watching this video, alright, will come to a full realization of the knowledge of the mystery of the Father and of the Son. And that's what Colossians 2 verses 2 says. And if you have to know who Elohim is, you cannot go beyond the Son. Alright, He is the destination. He is the object of our worship. If you see Him in every pattern, alright, even in Masha's tabernacle, everything pointed to Him. All glory, esteem and power belongs only to Him. So if you believe in Him and see the Ruach in the letter, then definitely you will be saved and you are reserved to be transformed into the image and likeness of Yahusha, the Son. Hallelujah.